on the pistol round of Mirage. Mirage is a very different story. I think with the kind of the new style we've been seeing Astralis leaning towards, it's definitely something where I can see Mirage being really, really favorable for them. Explosiveness, the individual skill, but that's also something that Swedish players love. Aggression, all opportunities for aggression. And looks like the A side is up for grabs here for Astralis. They've actually locked GODSENT out. GODSENT very concerned with middle still. And they've given up A in the process.
Youngle has been smoked off. But Connect has been left open. 4 on 3 now, as the bomb has not been spotted just yet in T-spawn for the time being. And I think the T's may have just missed Doppland moving up towards mid and beyond. He's going for the flank, in fact. There is a kit on Twist, so GODSENT happy to play retake for the time being. They're not going to give up a kill, but the thing is, Astralis will really want to kill to try and get this bomb down. They know somebody's CT, so they can't really plant the bomb. Doppland needs to cut his noise now. 50 seconds on the clock, and again, Astralis, they know something is up. These guys are not trying to push. Are they letting us plant the bomb? If so, why? Here is Doppland from the back. Oh, he can't quite find it on Glaive, and Zipex is going to save him. 2 on 2 now, and Brennan last man standing. That kill had to happen, but again, sometimes it can be really awkward when the person you're trying to shoot just keeps moving. You see, that's what I'm talking about.
I mean, that's a pro player. That's the top of the game player, and that happens. So
yeah, man.
Yes, anyone is susceptible. It's true, James.
It's hard.
This is sad because they played it so well. You know, there was no smoke down, and when you're on the A side with no smoke down, there's no safe choke point. You have to cover one person. That means 2 people's hands are busy, right? If they plant for CT, there's 1 person watching it, and because of that, they use that as an opportunity to all go in at the same time. And unfortunately, the big flank, the guaranteed kill, couldn't finish.
So then, Astralis in a pretty cool position, going for the apps rush. There will be a late appearance from Glaive up catwalk, this is a very standard Astralis move for an anti-force spy. And Doppland looking to stop Glaive actually, and he will do so. Some meat shots there onto him, and life not looking too horrendous for GODSENT in the damage category, but Astralis think they're pretty unhappy with this. 2 people dead, acceptable losses. And they will claim the round. That is, by the way, I think one of the most common anti-force spies Astralis run on Mirage, on the T side.
Fnatic B.
Yeah, 4 apps send the in-game leader on catwalk. It's also something the North do as well. I don't know if MSL came up with it or Glaive, but both North and Glaive's teams do that round.
Yeah, it's great insurance, and you can cat plant, so the guy who comes up mid, if people start dying at B, they can come up and have an additional route to shoot people in the back and also play post plant from. Here's actually the whole stack on halls.
Ooh, it's got for the HE on the balcony and the Molotov at the back. Well, I guess there's less place for them to avoid the HE. Twist with the first kill. The bomb hasn't been committed to either site just yet. And this is not the round you're supposed to lose. Dupree may be key in fixing this. Doesn't need to push this position. He's got to be careful now. Crawl space has been popped. Where's the AK? Oh god, he's just gone too far, hasn't he? He's gone too far. Holding jungle would have been fine. There's still an AK in play here. Zipex, hello! The bomb has been planted in the meantime, but it's a really long reload, so he's got to play out the deagle. Glaive is full health with the AK. Oh, okay. So Zipex needs to buy some time, falling back ever so slowly, but surely they know where he is. There's a pop flash, and there he goes. There will, of course, be no smoke grenade in this round. 10-second defuse as well. Doesn't look very good for GODSENT. This may be crisis averted. Look at the damage they've done, however. Pretty B will just save the AK, cut the losses, but talk about losses. Look at Astralis.
Basically, every 2v2 post-plant Glaive will try to make that big flank to mid. Without a doubt. I mean, they've done it so that they have 2 people going, and then 1 person will die first, or 1 person will go and see if anybody's there, and then they'll guarantee it. But playing from cat is so strong because you can go ahead and take a peek off cat, then you can jump up on the sign. You have a lot of ways to approach it. You can actually fall down to connector, peek from the stairs. It makes it very difficult for anybody who's trying to defuse in front triple if they don't have a smoke.
Reminds me a little bit of the plants on A, Nova Pass, on the front of the containers towards the toilets. It's just so impossible Well, quick push into middle here. Again, we talked about aggression from the Swedish side, and that's exactly what we'll see on the middle area of Mirage here. But after the dust settles, it's looking fairly even. Although Astralis not really winning on the damage category. They do have 3 players left alive, and they will have the numbers advantage as they move into the A side. That's a Brolin taking down Zipex. Zipex perhaps not expecting the repeat, the full committed repeat. And Astralis are in a really awful spot now. Such low health, the AWP to worry about, the smoke here just to get a plant. Ooh, the fake there. Glaive, ooh, going down to twist, the peak comes out from CT, leaving Magisk alone. And he has no idea whether or not the AWP is rotated. So scary right now, and you can see still very worried about the AWP from CT. Oh,
Ooh.
Does he realize? Was that the AWP?
It was.
It was, so he should realize.
He should know because Hampus has killed 2 people already, so they can tell him, but he can't get the last one. And that's the first round for GODSENT, but it was a costly round. And Astralis should force up here. Based on the damage done in the previous rounds, it won't be as bad as it might have been the Astralis buy for GODSENT from their perspective. But here we go, two reasonable buys. In fact, that damage is paying off. Magisk Boy stuck on the CZ, and Dupree probably not on the Mac 10 by choice, but with only one person surviving in the first round, won by GODSENT, he knows life will be tough for them.
Oof.
Will either player shoot through the smoke? Not just yet. Freddy slowly backing off, not wanting the T's to identify the formation of the CTs early. And now he's got a player just creeping out Glaive, getting a cheeky kill. Where's the second A player? There he is, Brodan taken down towards Connector.
That was pretty cool. A very simple fake. Well, they used a small window of time, 2 seconds where they drew attention at B by throwing a couple nades over to push the A ramp lurk out. And no, it's not a foolproof plan, but in a round like this, those are the risks you want to take, and those are the risks that'll really make the CTs angry if they fall for them. So they won't happen a lot, but I think gimmicks are actually very important at this point in Counter-Strike, where maps are so developed that it's really about the small edges that'll get you the round wins.
Oh, expert usage of the UMP there. Taking his time. This Hampus. Look at that money though. Isn't it lovely? Isn't it glorious to behold? It's not really, I suppose. It's very sad, it's very depressing. He feels so hopeless when he has such little money, but that's why the CZ exists. It gives you hope. It gives you hope, James.
And it also takes it away.
Bloody CZ. 4-1, double scouts for the GODSENT team. Was it the French side who used to go double scout on the force buy or something? There was a period of time where double scout was very popular in certain rounds on Mirage, but not so often you see it these days. Doplan getting some info and moving back, surviving with his life. Magisk Boy trying to pick some plays off, but he's had his bell rung, and of course they'll know that. Ooh, there he goes. Hampus. Would they even consider boosting at the back wall? They don't seem to have control of Cats in the meantime, so that's not an option. Doplan needed a kill there, not going to get it though. Now Twist has to focus on the high ground and the low ground. I don't think he spotted a player moving towards the van position, but still preparing for it. Players holding angle to the window from default, but they've since moved on. 2 versus 4 now. It's going to be really hard to get into the site with these weapons.
Do some damage with the X's though, maybe steal away some guns, but this run has so much promise for GODSENT. Like, there was a lot of promise. Oh, hello. But unfortunately, they just weren't able to get the connections. And
Nice.
Disco Doplan, he missed out on his 1v1, which looked very favorable. So, very unfortunate for GODSENT. They set themselves up well there, but now they have a full save to contend with.
I think on a lot of maps, though, that it makes sense what James said. Like, having 2 scouts and 3 pistols is perfect, because if a scout hits one person, they're 2 bullets away from getting pistol to death. So you don't even have to actually be responsible to finish anybody off. But if you tag everybody, it also makes the other team play differently, on top of making them weaker.
They play scared. Well, Astralis will be moving into the stack in this round, which is always a fun prospect for the viewers. Us. However, it's a good start instead of USPs, so that's this over. That's another reason why it's a fun prospect for us, because it's over quickly. It's actually the worst thing ever when you see the stack on B there and they rush into A and then you're like, the bomb goes down and they're just sitting in B and like, oh god. Because the right play there is actually for them to actually just stay in B and just try to capitalize on greed. So then you have a really long round for no reason. But the AWP is back out onto GODSENT. Hampus is on that one. We will see him jumping across, and that is gorgeous stuff. But the spray transfer from Dupree, the one-upmanship perhaps, is there. And the trade comes in from Freddy B as well. Fast action across the map.
Astralis really advancing through A. Abusing the fact that GODSENT may have had more eyes towards mid with all that action going on. Default plant, Glaive pushing CT at the same time. They can pop flash for him. They've all got flashes. He'll sit behind the smoke for the time being. But if he hears some footsteps, as I'm sure he does, surely somebody will throw a pop flash for him. Dopland towards CT with one more teammate in tow. There is a flashbang and a second one in case they avoid the first one. Glaive takes Dopland down. Hampers and Freddy B, no defuse kit. And again, it may be a question of saving, especially the AWP. Line dancing going on in CT spawn, and that will be Hampus running away. 7-1 for Astralis.
Terrorists win.
Right.
Left.
Front. No, we're not doing that.
Let's not do that.
That's very basic, isn't it? It's very basic. Well, 7-1 for Astralis, pretty sweet spot to be in. AWP onto device is going to be very fun indeed. It's funny to see, two M4s on the T side. Oh, Twist has managed to sneak his way in. What a sneaky person. Sneaky, sneaky person. Ooh, 2 quick kills. And he escapes.
Surely he goes back. No, he wasn't going to escape. Stay close, max damage, die on your sword.
That's
like real man.
It's really cool there because Astralis, I think, was setting up the 4-man apartments, 1-man, like Glaive goes up cat in middle. I think that's, again, was what they were going for with the AWP there. And you can see that that just simple push is, if they're going to do that, jumping through the window, jumping through on the pass, it's just safe. You can just get that info, especially if you suspect it. It's such a valuable play. So they've outplayed Astralis from that perspective.
Glaive trying to clean up the middle area. Dustpan and brushes out. And one player will be swept away. Astralis at the 45-second mark, moving away from the B bomb site. 1-1-1 set up from GODSENT, though. Freddy B leaving the middle area, going towards the B bomb site, his namesake, if you will. There will be little time for Astralis to clear the A site once they get into position. Lots of running and jumping in Palace, and Broland should be able to hear that. But the rotation is not coming fast enough. Freddy B's moving towards short, and now here it comes at the 19-second mark. Can he get the first kill? No. That's an open B bomb site. Freddy B dashing in. Hampers doesn't want to necessarily overcommit. He really needs Freddy to find something here, and there's the AWP gun.
Nice.
Damn, with the amount of time remaining, I felt like Brawlin should have just tried to play it safe for one angle, but that fight versus A ramp, I mean, maybe he's very good at that angle, because there's some leeway there if that's true, but I feel like he could have delayed a little bit better.
Double peek once spotted. And that's another round in the bag for Astralis. Don't manage to rescue the AWP for the T side, but they can just buy another one. How does he get away with this?
This is big. I mean, they are just supposed to be watching underpass.
Someone's not doing their job there. Like, you have 4 players. It's like one of those things which is very automatic. Like one guy, like Device, for example, he's got the AWP. He's probably looking towards the end of the apps. Everyone else, though, it's like, is someone watching? Is someone sort of supporting him? Is someone watching the back? It's like, it's very strange not to see that thought process there, but they still win the round. despite incurring some damage, but they can take the hits. The double AWP here for GODSENT is an interesting choice, and they've got 4 players on A, so they've actually got a great setup to defend this push that seems imminent on A. Might be the first time Astralis have gone for sort of a like no default, just a delayed set piece onto a site.
Yeah, seem to still be organizing their smokes. Oy, a little bit more noise than should be welcomed in the situation. They also are just hoping that nobody's pushed mid, which seems like they're okay.
Yeah, all these sound cues don't seem like they will be favorable. Instant Molotov behind the smoke from the GODSENT team, and they've got 4 players around the A bomb site. So here's the second attempt from Astralis. 1 for 1 so far. We've got a CT pushing through to triple, and there's still a player in shadow. 40-second mark, and there's still 2 Molotovs here on the CT side, but it's all about the guns now. 2 versus 3, and it seems to be working out for Astralis. Hampus alone, still in that smoke, and they were just waiting for it. And there he goes. So despite having almost 4 people in the A bomb site and all the Molotovs to react to the grenades being thrown over the wall, only 2 kills for GODSENT on that A site.
Oh my god.
That's amazing that they actually, after all that pushing, they hadn't even left balcony or really gotten past Tetris yet, and they actually had 1 grenade left. They had 1 Molotov left, that was it. They threw so much.
A little bit fortunate. I think the one thing they did well, though, was that they delayed the underbalk Molotov until after the A-ramp guys could come up, so they spent some time fleshing it out. And also, I don't know how they knew there was a double underbalk setup when the smoke went down, but whatever gave them that tell, I think it was important that they listened to themselves and realized that they needed to be patient about this guy.
Yeah, I was wondering if he would just shut down the round or not, but as you say, they were very patient. And it's hard as well, like when there's so much chaos, to exhibit patience as a team, because it's not just you as well. It's like if one player makes a rash move, you can sometimes commit one of your teammates into doing something rash as well, because it's better to sort of make an effort with somebody as opposed to just let them go out and die alone. So sometimes, you know, it just takes one of the 4 or however many people are left to be impatient. That can really ruin a round. So cool to see that the entire team there was very together with the whole predicament.
Weapons being collected. Players being eliminated. Dot plant spotted on shorts. I love a good short plant right on the corner, because it allows you to have somebody in a strong position post plant in apartments as well. And if they want to, they can even just bounce a Molotov off without facing. Very, very far away near the pots and pans. 10-1. GODSENT looked good in the first game, but they seem to have gone missing in a second.
Yeah, really good start from Astralis, combined with them having so much more freedom. Really looking good for them. Double AWP from GODSENT, though. We saw it on the previous round where they stacked 4 and A, and it didn't really work out for them. They've got more mid presence so far, but look how fast this push is from Astralis. A much faster pace from them straight into A. We haven't seen this before. They'll go straight in. The bomb is lost. Freddy B eventually Molotov out of triple, and in comes the rest of GODSENT finally for the retake.
Very difficult position for Broland. Can he get his reload in time? Just jumping around, trying to avoid the crosshair, but he can't. 3 on 2. The bomb has not been planted. This will prove very difficult for Astralis. They have over a minute on the clock, though, so there isn't bomb plant pressure. And now we've got dupreeh starting to move away. Is it for another flank? Or is he trying to clear out the B bomb site? Seems it may be the latter. Even if he shows some presence there, that might be enough. He stops his running before the end of the shadow. That is normally where you'd be heard by a CT side. You can see Dopland's position is pretty good.
You think he peeks this in CT?
Well, I mean, Dopland just did a 180, which would suggest that he's probably scoped in, which means there's a fair chance that dupreeh knows that Dopland is on short with a scout. dupreeh has no smoke grenade. He has a flashbang, however. And it seems he's picked his timing very well indeed. Very aware of the sniper rifle. That should pull players away. Glaive walking in at the same time. Still one player in CT. Oh, and now he can make the play towards Cat, but there is a CT charging towards Cat as well. This is going to be very awkward indeed, but he's been heard. And there is Twist taken out, leaving Hampus alone, who has no idea what's going on. A master play from Astralis.
Wow. That is really impressive. It's like, it's one of those things where you watch them, like from our perspective, we're like, wow, you're doing all of the perfect things. it's like you can see everything that we can see. But obviously they can't, which is so cool. Hampus with the smoke will make a desperate play, but he'll get caught by the AWP of Dupree. A nice quad kill from him. Great round from Dupree and Glaive.
That was some great mid-rounding.
Yeah.
And Glaive, you know, took a big risk by holding on to CT, but realized they're going to play it pretty safe because they're up a number. They're probably not going to peek me from stairs or anything like that. And it does come down to Dupree, you know, having impact on his lurk, but he would have certainly caused a rotation just by showing presence anyway. So I kind of would have liked to see in the round where Dupree kind of gets out on the site but then gets killed after a few seconds, just to see how the rotates come out and if Glaive gets a kill or if he ends up in the 1vx and still wins.
Yeah, it's so huge that Dupree heard Doppler scope as well. That made, along with the timing, made life a lot easier. Once again, it's one of those games where GODSENT just playing with pistols in most rounds. Freddy Beast picks up an AK, but our expectations have to be limited in a round such as this. Bomb rotating towards A, and Freddy B can hear that somebody's in T-spawn, but ultimately what can they do with this information? Not much.
Yeah, Astralis playing some smart CS at the moment. Some good calls, good shots, good team play, good calm. And they are looking like they'll make quick work of GODSENT here. Hamp is in a pretty hard position. Can try to do some damage, I suppose. Reclaim some dignity, perhaps, but no. His dignity will be denied. 12-1. Astralis looking really good on this T side so far. GODSENT get the buy-in again. No double AWP this time. The way that Astralis mix in the really fast A plays from a timing perspective is quite concerning, because if GODSENT go aggressive mid, you can punish it so hard if you're set up for that. And they're going to go very aggressive mid. They've got 4 players in mid right now, going for the push.
Molotov to stop any people in the connector position, but not ready for this. He spots 2 more players top mid, so again a charge happens, but Twist is in the right place, right time, and he picks off the bomb immediately. Glaive making a play through B in the meantime. He's got to be careful about his sound now. And he's going to be likely to face multiple people with the AWP in hand. This is very awkward for Astralis. Can he get behind the wall in time? I don't think that he did. It seems like he did. Freddy B knows nothing about it, but now he knows.
It's handled really well by Glaive. Zipex now with the distraction to get out. Spots 1 player. That's some good information. It's all about the info game at this point, and also the shots now as Zipex has been discovered and has lost his teammate as well. Impossible situation. Hampus will put an end to it as a second round claimed by GODSENT. A mere 3 rounds is all that's possible for them. That's a sad prospect.
Yeah, that was a really nice setup from GODSENT, the way that they had Twist playing triple on that in case there was some kind of fast A exec, but they had the mid rotates as well. Because clearly Astralis did a good job conditioning them with the threat of something fast or something slow, and I think that's important to be able to say that you can change it up or that the other team should be afraid of you. But I also like that they put almost 4 players, or like 3 very dedicated players to getting up to mid, because sometimes you lose those trades, but it's important that you end up with mid control no matter how many people you lose. And they made sure that they had enough players to trade.
Execute towards A. What is the play from these 2 players moving through the underpass? 1 CT checking top mid. Doppler going forward, straight into the AWP, unfortunately for him. Twist will trade, however. Magic's Boy flanking now, but there's also a flank coming in from towards T-spawn from the CTs, but will it come fast enough because the numbers are starting to run low?
Oh dear. Everyone's getting completely owned. Brolin left in a 1v4. It's looking like a 13-2 half at this point. I don't know what else he can really do here. He's got a full set of utility to work off of as he now makes his presence known. And Glaive says no. Glaive's been playing really well this map so far. You can see him right at the top of the scoreboard with his teammates.
In general, recently too. He's been having a lot of impact recently.
Yeah. And we've definitely been seeing the impact of the calling as well. It's been a pretty good T side from that perspective, and now they switch on to the CT side, and GODSENT, of course, they really need this pistol. I wonder if they have something cool to show us. There are some teams that have some elaborate Mirage T-pistol strats.
Hampus with the flash and the smoke. Magis Boy may be in an important position. Have they seen him though? I'm not really sure. We'll see. Standing in the corner. See if Glaive can bait for him. It seems they had every idea that he was there, but he's still going to deliver 2 kills out of that. That is absolutely ridiculous. 4 versus 2, and this pistol round from GODSENT has been Hulk smashed.
Do you know what I do on these pistols, James?
I do know what you do.
I drop a PT50, I buy a PT50, I buy a flash, and then I do that but with the flash and 2 PT50s.
You wield 2 PT50s?
Well, I give one away. I could
very kind of you
wield
then.
both, but
I wasn't a big fan. I wasn't a big fan of this pistol strat because I feel like if someone stares, you know, they can peek halls.
Yeah, like you want to be able to smoke off the CT and then explode through it with a flashbang or something.
I think that whoever was in Sandwich definitely, they had him, like they pre-fired him, they knew he was there, so they should have killed him for sure. But
I like the jungle, or like the smoke, the cross smoke, so that you can just charge CT without having to worry about jungle or stairs. And some good damage being done here, and a flank to boot could give GODSENT a winnable round. I'm not sure if winnable is the best word here, but HE comes in. And Astralis on match point. Easy does it. Very smooth sailing for them. The smoothest. Have you learned to sail yet, James?
No, finding it difficult to find the time.
Maybe Astralis can teach you.
Perhaps, I'd be surprised. GODSENT buying what they can to do what they can, but what can they do? Starting slow. Oh boy, Glaive really hit the mark there. Fortunately for them, they've gone beyond the grenade. He spots somebody going towards chair, but he's not going to overextend. Does need to kill that player right now, but Dupree's going to have a great angle on connector. There's one for absolute gratis. Magis Boy gets taken out towards the bomb site, but the bomb hasn't been spotted. The bomb's top mid. And if Dupree keeps taking players down in that middle position, the bomb won't be able to get retrieved. There's top land gone. He was the mid guy, and it was top mid, so no more bomb for Twist. 1 versus 3. Knows one person's here. Zipex following back. And there is the last kill of the match. 16-2. A monstrous scoreline. Great round difference for Astralis as well.
Didn't think that this would be as one-sided as it was. A couple of moments that were pretty good for GODSENT, but overall, obviously, straight dominance from Astralis.
Yeah, there's some oversights like this round. I don't think that should ever have happened, but it didn't turn into a round win ultimately, and that's because Astralis played pretty well in every single capacity. You know, the mid-round calling, the late round calling, the sort of conditioning that they put upon their opponents and what they sort of made them expect, and then also just everyone sort of doing their jobs on the team. It felt like we didn't see a star performance, no one was carrying anyone, but I mean, Glaive, hello. That's a lot of ADR.
Oh my god. Almost 3K
3,000 mark,
with 18 rounds.
Really nice stuff from Glaive, and unfortunately we didn't see much of anything there from GODSENT, just dominated by a better team perhaps. But there is more GODSENT to come. They've got 2 more games here in the European show. They'll be going up now against Envy on Cash and Train. So 4 different maps. So we're going to see all kinds of different faces of GODSENT, and hopefully they can bring a brighter, better and stronger face in the next matches to come. So I think there's a big drop coming now, so let's have a look and see who has won and what this big drop is. Bish bash bosh, bingo bunga bongo and all that kind of thing. And it's not there. It's on the way. Okay, we'll just sit here until it arrives then. Marvelous.
Yeah, magic
Great
doesn't work.
stuff. How are you, Dan? You good?
Oh, it's down there.
Oh, boom. Okay, there we go. NIP0Z hyphen has won 250,000 points. Congratulations to you. I wish you spend it well. So we'll be back after the break with Envy versus GODSENT. We'll see you then.
So James, just got an email from Faceit headquarters, and apparently there's loads of new merchandise from ECS, and they want us to make a promotional video.
Not about that life, Dan. I made a ton of stuff. You know, it's not all about getting paid. I think that's really sad.